What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ready, Set, Recap, where we recap what's been going on. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
Hello.
This week in the news, that dumbass Jimmy Olsen show is officially official. Star Citizen is more fake than ever, and Grand Theft Auto 6 has been hacked worse than anything else I've ever seen in my entire life. But Skylar, before we get into all of that, what's been going on with you this week?
I don't know the order of which our videos are getting uploaded, but know that we've been talking about dinosaurs lately.
The
So I
Dino Crisis
decided to.
episode will be out, yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, so I went and decided to see a brand spanking new dinosaur movie, The End of Oak Street, with Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway and some kids and a dog and some dinosaurs, and it was okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Did you see that they promoted it on AI Dog Podcast?
I had only heard about that after I saw the film.
It's
Um,
really funny.
yeah, I don't know, because I was gonna go see it with my brother, but then I was unable to because of the days that I had off, and he was in class and whatever and doing stuff, and then he was like, "It's okay, you can just see it without me." So I went and saw it, and then I told him, I was like, "It was okay, like you didn't miss much, to be honest." And he said, "That's okay. I kind of thought it would be like that when I saw it was on an AI dog podcast," and I was like, "Those words don't make sense in that order
Yeah.
that you just said." And I don't know any more context than that, nor do I really want to know.
Well, too bad you're gonna get it. The context is that AI is like creating new podcasts that are just
Mm,
nonsense. So
makes
subscribe to
sense.
Real People podcasts like this one. Hit subscribe. But there's like a 24-hour constant live feed that's just two dogs that are AI generated, obviously,
Hmm.
talking about fucking whatever, and then they will clip out the chunks of it that make any amount of sense, and they'll post that other places to, like,
Hmm.
click farm. And
Yeah,
End of Oak Street, I guess, because dog,
I
like,
guess.
let them or ask them to. I don't know how it possibly could have gotten to the point where they were in negotiations or whatever, but the dog from the movie like guest starred on the podcast as
Oh,
another AI weird gross model thing.
oh.
And they were like, "Do you survive the movie?" And he's like, "I cannot say." And that's the only clip that I saw.
That's all horrifically unfortunate, everything you just said.
It's pretty cool.
Um, but if you take that out of the equation, it's a perfectly okay movie, I think. There's a lot. Hmm. How do I approach this? It the dinosaurs aren't the point, and of course they're not. Like when you break it down, the dinosaurs aren't the point of Jurassic Park either, but they're a great part of it. Here, the dinosaurs are just kind of there.
Mm.
Occasionally, one will be like walking up slowly behind some characters while they're talking, and you, the audience, is like, "Hey, turn around!
He's a
There's a
fucking
dinosaur
hey,
coming."
is a fucking dinosaur over
Um,
there.
it's fine. And then there's like a weird science fiction time travel aspect to why everything is happening, which is perfectly okay. And then yeah, you're like, "Uh-oh, is the dog gonna die?" Maybe. Maybe not. Someone dies. Actually, a lot of people die. Um,
Yeah,
but it's a PG-13 movie, so you don't really hang up on it. It's not too mean-spirited, but it's a little mean-spirited in an okay way, I guess. Anne Hathaway's great, but she's always great.
pretty much. Yeah,
Let me see.
I saw people were mad about Snake.
Why were they mad about the snake?
Internet mad about Snake.
Oh,
Because
because he's from the wrong time period, maybe?
yeah, and also I guess he looked wrong. They were like,
Oh,
Snake must be Titanoboa because that's Big Snake.
yeah,
And so
maybe.
then they
I
were
don't know.
like, but why he look like that? And I'm like, I don't. It's a
There,
fucking sci-fi
well,
movie, brother.
there was a big snake because the people making the movie wanted there to be a big
They
snake.
said, what if Big
Um,
Snake?
yeah.
What if
I don't
Big,
know.
for some reason, albino Snake?
I think I personally and this I gave it a 3 stars on Letterbox, which is like, yeah, this is okay.
Sure.
Um, not a hard recommend, but like it's okay. It kind of focuses, I guess, on this message of family should stick together. Not really, but kind of. Where I think the missed opportunity in this story, it would have been cooler, in my opinion, is if they focused on like community should stick together. Like this whole neighborhood ends up in the situation together, and you just see a bunch of neighbors getting like chased or killed in the background. There's an asshole neighbor who like gets attacked on his roof, and it dawned on me in the theater. I'm like, they could have done something where in this time in our country where everyone's very divided and against each other,
Yeah.
if this neighborhood could have come together to survive together, I think that would have been neat, but that's not what it was about. Which it didn't need to be. I was just like, oh, that maybe would have been
Yeah.
cooler than what we got.
Could you have told a
But
story about a bunch of younger people coming together to fight against an ancient group of
ooh,
people or creatures
ooh,
forcing their
ooh,
ancient viewpoints on us?
ooh,
Maybe.
maybe.
And one of them's a
Um,
big white snake.
oh, he was a big white snake. Not the band White Snake though. That's different.
No.
Do I have anything else to say about End of Oak Street? Not really. Yeah, you could see it if you want. I don't know. That's it.
Good recommendation. Great recommendation.
I also watched episode 1 of Lanterns. Do we want to talk about Lanterns at all?
Yeah, I think as it's just episode 1. I mean, I already saw it. I also saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should avoid at least
Yeah,
the spoiler, but we can
I
definitely talk
agree.
about it.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's a
I
good
have concerns.
it's a good-looking show
Yeah,
with
shot
a
very well.
good cast.
Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, 10 out of 10. Really, really
Uh-huh.
loving every second of that. I
Uh-huh.
have a lot of questions about where we're going and
Uh-huh.
how we're going to pay off certain decisions that were made.
Uh-huh.
But the first episode was good enough that I am excited to see that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
the rest of the track record of the DCU so far has left me to a place where I am cautious.
It's entirely possible
Yeah.
that we get to the end of this season and everyone's very mad.
Right.
That's in the cards.
There's already a lot of people mad
But
right now.
oh yeah, but
Right now,
come on.
today.
It's episode 1 of the first season, the debut. Just give it a second, all right? I'm not saying don't be mad ever. I'm just saying cool it for now.
Yeah. Um, so the sheriff lady, her name is Carrie Kane, and a lot of people
Uh-huh.
are like, "Oh, Kane, like Martha Kane, Batman's mom. She must be related to that side of the family." And I want to say,
Wait,
A, that's almost certainly not true, and B, if it is, that's really stupid.
why are we
Just to
doing
get
that to
ahead of that.
ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Like
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
we can just not. In fact, like what's even the point of being like, "Oh, this could be an introduction to like this thing which is like the name of this character." And it's just like, "Bro, they just decided Gorilla Grodd exists and they're dropping him in a show
Yeah,
with like without the Flash or anything. It doesn't matter.
nothing
Like
matters.
they can just arbitrarily throw in any character whatever they want. That's how they've established that this ongoing universe is. So don't
Yeah.
bother
But like,
doing that.
I'm not saying that it's impossible, but do we really think that they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, Martha Kane Wayne whatever's long lost sister or niece or some shit is a sheriff in bumfuck Nebraska?" Like,
Why would we
it seems unlikely.
why would we care too? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
like for what possible reason? Although I will say they had a pop-up event for that at I think Comic-Con? Must have been Comic-Con.
Mhm.
And the new Rockstars people were at it, and
Mhm.
they were like supposed to be doing an escape room, but Eric Voss was instead looking for Easter eggs. And there was, for some reason, in what was supposed to be Sheriff Kane's office, a newspaper from the Gotham Gazette. So unfortunately, there is a second point of data on this.
All
It's
right.
the weakest, most fucking far away possible
But
place.
but like
But
the payoff to this being an actual thing is like, look, it's true. That's
Look,
really a thing.
wow.
Then it's just like, okay,
Yeah. Also, like,
and
I'm not really sure why that would be the relationship. You know what I mean? Because Hal Jordan, like, I mean, well, Hal Jordan is not usually paired very often with Batman outside of the Justice League.
being a
If you were
Justice Leaguer,
if
yeah.
you were going to link him with somebody, it would be with the Flash. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it should be like
Hmm.
something from, I don't know, fucking Central City or Keystone or some wherever you're gonna say that he's from this time. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's a
Well,
good episode. I think
that's
the show's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, looking forward to season 2 and onward, the rest of the season. The decision of not the end of the episode. I'm not going to talk about that, but the decision of breaking this like this show specifically timeline into like 1996, 2016, 2026.
Mhm.
That's interesting in a way that, huh?
Yeah.
Because Superman, they said when the movie came out, they said like 2025 was his year 2. He's like relatively new to being Superman and
Y-
being around,
Yeah. They were doing the whole
right?
like 3 years, 3 months, three like that shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Maybe the year 2 thing was the Batman. But yeah, they said he's been Superman for not super long. Haha. um but Hal Jordan was announced on television, I'm the Green Lantern in 1996.
Yeah. Well,
Huh.
but we also know from Superman that there's been superheroes just like for fucking ever. Because in the not Hall of Justice, maybe Hall of Justice, there's that mural with like
Mhm.
Shining Knight and Wildcat and just like,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
the JSA, but also a bunch of just absolute fucking nobodies. Like I think
Mhm.
Bullet Man is on there, whose whole power is that he can basically do what Adebayo did in season 1 of Peacemaker.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We like that, I guess.
Yeah. That used to be a
Uh,
popular comic. Guy who is Bullet.
I mean, who doesn't want to be a bullet?
Anyone not named Bill?
Oh, what did you do this week?
Hey, this week I didn't do a ton. I'll be real with you. I also watched Lanterns. Surprise.
Mhm.
I know that I've kept that a secret up until now. I also watched it.
Mhm.
Um, and then the other sort of major thing I guess I did was I played through the entire Halo Campaign Evolved campaign and bonus missions.
Ooh. Ooh. Tell me about it. Because
So
I haven't played that. Are the bonus missions as trash as people say they are?
no, not even a little bit.
Oh,
They're
okay.
they are as good as normal Halo missions from Halo CE. Like it
Mhm.
this is so okay. I big fan of Halo, but not like huge. Like I wouldn't say it's one of
Mhm.
my top 15, maybe even top 20 franchises. I like it. I think it's good. I respect it. And I like a lot of the lore and the characters.
Mhm.
I don't think I hold it I don't think I have that same level of like I don't know, reverence, I guess, for the franchise. Like I think it's really good and I respect it. But that's about as far as it goes. I enjoy it. So when I look back on Halo CE, I'm like, it was pretty good. Like I understand that it was the first one to do a lot of the things that it did.
Yeah.
But then I think back of how badly told its story is and how impossible it was to find your way around in certain levels and just what a mess a lot of the things in that game were. And then I look at how every single one of those things is fixed in this, and I'm like, clearly this is now the better way to play this game. And then the internet is
Mm.
like, no, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't. What do you mean? Like, what did they ruin here? And they're like, they made it so you can sprint now, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's a pro for me. Why is that a con for you? They made it so you can aim down sights. Yeah, it's a fucking shooter. What do you mean?
There are old heads, Halo fans that have been against quality of life improvements.
It's
Um, ever
insane.
since ever since Reach added a way to sprint, they were against that as well, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I don't have any problem with any of that.
Yeah, it is Halo CE, but what if it was made like better? You know what I mean? Like it's the
mm,
same game. The story is the same. It's the story is told better. They change some of the dialogue so that it makes actual sense, and then they add a couple of cutscenes and like just a couple like clarifying statements. where it's like, oh, okay, now I understand what's happening. Whereas in the first game, it didn't matter because the game wasn't a story. It was, I'm going to shoot some aliens. That was all it was, right?
Yeah.
And that was fine
Yes.
because it was 2001 and we had just survived 9/11. So
That's right.
there were other things going on. However, in 2026, like, yeah, it needs to be more than I pull the trigger and an alien dies. And this does that. I don't think it's an amazing game, to be clear. I'd give it like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. Like it's good. It's good. I enjoy it a lot. I think it is clearly the best version of this. And um the new missions, the Johnson, they call them, okay, not they, but the like fans, quote unquote, call them the Johnson missions because Sergeant Johnson is in them.
Mhm.
The whole build up to me made it feel like the missions were going to be about Johnson. They're not. He's just in them. He's just like a squad member that follows you around during those missions. It's he's there, but it's not about him. He's not really all that important to it at all. But those missions are good. They're fun. I think they are on level with most of the levels from CE. It's not. It maybe doesn't hit the peak of CE. Like it doesn't have. What would you even consider like the peak of CE? Like Silent Cartographer, maybe. Like when you're on the beach driving around, like that one, probably.
It's probably the most iconic level. Uh, when you drop in and they give you the warthog, and yeah. Hmm.
I don't know that it quite hits those levels, but the level designs on them are really good because they're modern. The level of detail in some of the areas is really deep. There's a lot going on. The story is there, but people hate it, and I haven't watched the reviews as to why because I don't care why they didn't like
I
it, frankly.
I know, and this is gonna sound shocking.
Yeah.
I know people don't like the girl.
Yeah, that was going to be my guess actually. Is they introduce a new Marine character who is, I believe, an ODST based on the logo on her chest, but it's never specifically said. I don't think. I think they call her like a hell diver, like not a hell diver, but like something to that effect. Hell jumper, hell dropper, some shit like that.
Hell, yeah. ODSTs are called hell jumpers.
Okay, but not hell divers. That's a different.
No,
That's different.
no.
Okay.
But your hell diver can get ODST gear with a
Hey,
crossover that
so
you
hey,
gotta pay for.
we're all there.
Mm-hmm. Bought it. I'm gonna be real. I bought it.
I mean, why wouldn't you? It's cool. But um so she's in it and she is not a huge fan of Spartans. Like Master
Hmm.
Chief shows up and she is suspicious of him and doesn't super trust him.
Well, canonically, ODSTs and Spartans don't like each other.
They never
So
have. This
yeah.
is not new. And also, like historically, looking at the lore of Spartans, there's a lot of reasons not to trust a fucking Spartan who just shows up.
Huh.
They're basically walking propaganda machines for the UNSC to cover up all of their many crimes. So, like, I get it. I understand it. But, like I said, people have such a reverence, not just for Halo, but especially for Master Chief, the character, which I think is crazy. Because for me personally, like, I enjoy Master Chief. I think he's a cool design. He's never really been a character. Like, he is a camera with a suit of armor around him that you get to play as him. But he is not, like, what does he do? He says one-liners and shoots guys. Like he's not really a character. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's been a while for me, but like I guess you'd have to the books and stuff expand
Sure,
upon what
sure.
he does.
So like I don't understand it, but people are so people. Okay, people talk about John 117, the Master Chief,
Mhm.
in the same way as those fucking nutcases who are like outside that prison in Florida where they got Andrew Tate locked up and they're doing like push-ups and shit.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
they're just like my god's in there, my dude's in there, and then you look at him like this guy, he's just a guy. What has he done? I mean, the Andrew Tate
What has
case,
he
like he's
done?
a sex
Daniel,
offender, but
he gave the Covenant back their bomb. Is what
sure,
he did.
and any Spartan could have done that.
I don't think that's true.
Locke could have did it.
No. Locke couldn't have done that. I like Locke though. I'm
He's
not a
pretty
Locke
cool.
hater.
Nah, he's fine. But it's just like, other than he is the main character, what is there about that character that people have anything to attach to? Looks cool, is the guy who you play as, but there's nothing else about him. He's not really a character. So
Yeah.
So I
I
think when
think
this character showed up and was like, I don't trust Spartans, they were like, how dare she say something mean about my bestie, this wooden cardboard cutout of a fucking soldier.
I'm not gonna try to get into the psyche of all gamers. That's not something I want to do. It probably smells in there, but
Probably smells in the
uh,
armor too.
the entire point of Master Chief and why he is the blank slate of and why we never see his face is because he's you. Like he's you, he's me. He's supposed to
Right.
be whoever's playing, and you're supposed to. It's the same kind of thing where, when Stan Lee created Spider-Man, he's like, well, I want it to be a completely covered face because I want anyone to think they can be Spider-Man, whether it's a little white boy or a little black boy or anyone. Anyone can grow up to be Spider-Man.
Sure. Yeah.
And so gamers who especially ones that grew up playing Halo in the post 9/11 era and on Xbox Live where everybody calls each other the N-word. They don't know how to deal with their feelings.
It is
And
crazy.
so when Lady says they don't like Master Chief, that's Lady saying they don't like you, and they don't know how to uh, cope with that, so they just get mad and then
Right.
say the game sucks.
Well, and
But I don't know. I
I
didn't play it though.
I have to assume it's made worse for those people by the fact that it's a woman saying it, because like
Oh yeah,
I
well,
I assume
yeah,
that it's the exact same category of people that would be like, go woke, go broke. Like it's that same group of people, I
yeah.
guarantee. Uh but it's like they treat it like this one character not liking Master Chief is the same as 343 not liking Master Chief. And it's like, no, hey, so okay, so sometimes, hear me out. Sometimes you write a story, and in that story, there are characters who feel differently about things.
That's right.
I know that's a crazy thing to say. Hear me out. Sometimes.
I, kn- I know that the 343 writing for the entire Halo franchise has been uh, not always very well received, we'll say.
No,
Uh,
no. Although I'll be real with you, I don't think the writing in 1, 2, and 3 were particularly special either. Like the games were fun, but they weren't like, I'm not looking at that game and being like, remember the amazing narrative of Halo 2? It's like, not really. Like that's in that of the three, that's probably the strongest one because it's the Arbiter one. But even that, it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it's
I,
neat.
w- I would say the narrative of 2 would be the best of the original trilogy.
Yeah,
And I would say that the narrative of Reach is probably the strongest of the series.
right. I actually don't
Uh,
remember. That one's still Bungie, but 343
yeah,
also
yeah,
worked on it.
Re
343
Reach
existed. They did like some of the maps or something, I think. I don't remember.
Reach was Bungie's last Halo game.
Right. Reach might actually have
Um,
the best story of them.
yeah, I think for sure it does.
Yeah. Maybe
Um,
ODST. It's one of those ones.
I do like ODST.
ODST is really good. Anyway, so yeah, I think the game's pretty good. If you have a desire to play Halo CE again, this is the obvious best way to do it now. Uh,
Mhm.
and if you don't like the quote unquote Johnson missions, then just don't play them. They're not part of the campaign. They're a separate thing that you click on the main menu. So you can just not
I,
do them if you don't want.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
So in when you get to Halo 2, Arbiter is suddenly a character, and they're like, "This stupid piece of shit, he didn't protect the Halo ring. Burn him and put him in a silly hat, and now he's the Arbiter."
Right. Yeah. This
Yeah,
dude
do
sucks.
they?
Give him the
And,
coolest armor in the world.
and that's not a complaint. Like I'm totally with
No.
that.
Yeah.
But
It is a little dumber.
do they add in this any cutscenes that like show the Arbiter as a character before
No.
that happens?
No.
No,
The
we just
only
leave that out
character
completely. That's all right.
they don't like add the Arbiter in unless I missed it. I'm pretty confident he's not there though. I don't remember any like hero elites at any point in this
He
campaign.
he would have just been like
Yeah.
a fleet captain or something
Yeah,
like
he wouldn't
that.
have even had his armor yet, obviously. But they do a better job of making Keys a character and Johnson a character. They do a lot
That's
better
good.
job with those two
Yeah,
characters.
because Johnson wasn't in the original CE. He was just a guy that was down there that could die. Like his
Right.
model could just
Right.
explode and bye Johnson. Oops.
He
And then
in
Keys, his
CE,
whole thing was he was like, "I'm here, Master Chief. Take this gun. Ooh, I got a bug in my brain." That was
I
it.
I know what the ladies like. That's Johnson, not Keys. Um Yeah,
He
and
does know.
like, you
He
know,
does know things.
it's the same plot points. Like the flood still
Mhm.
happens. Keys spoilers has the exact same story arc that he has in this or in the original
Oh,
version. But he has that's maybe the one sort of like the biggest, most apparent like point to future games that they do is he mentions his daughter in this, and I don't remember him doing that in the original CE.
hmm hmm because
So
now this version of Keys knows that he has a daughter, whereas the original one maybe they didn't.
yeah, because she didn't exist. She hadn't been written yet.
She hadn't been written yet.
the The rest is still unwritten. Um, but yeah, no, it's good. I think it's hard for me to like be mad at the people who didn't like it because I only kind of like it. Like it's not amazing or anything, but I do think a
Mhm.
lot of I've just always had beef with the Halo community, to be honest with you. The fact that
That's fine.
people like look at newer Halo games and they're like mad that you can sprint and aim down the barrel of your gun. I'm like, what's grow up. What do you
hmm
mean, dude? Like
No,
there's so
I
many
agree
other
with that.
problems with
Yeah.
these games and you're mad that you can fucking aim down your sights? Get out of here.
Uh, I should get my hands on this game and test it out for myself because I'm one of those Halo fans you hate.
You're not no, no, no. I don't it's not Halo fans, it's that subsect of Halo
It's
fans.
you specifically hate anyone who
It's
likes Halo.
yeah,
You
it's the
you
Andrew Tate
only
Halo
like
fans
Gears of War.
who who are mad. I do actually really like Gears. I do like Gears of War more. I will say that.
I also like Gears of War.
Um But no, yeah. If you're hey man, if you, here's my official recommendation. I highly recommend this game to anybody who likes Halo but was not mad when they added sprint. if
Is
if you fit into that
this
category, this is for you.
is this on Game Pass per chance?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I can do it. I can do it easily
Let's talk about the news.
if we must.
Let's start with this stupid ass Jimmy Olsen show being made official. Being
Mhm.
made officially official. I think it was like it's weird because all the articles talking about it are like this show is official now, but I could have sworn they already announced it, but just like we didn't have a title for it, so maybe that's what they
Yeah.
mean. I
Yeah.
could have sworn like
Yeah.
James Gunn for sure confirmed it existed before this, right?
I I'm pretty sure he did.
Well, if he didn't, he did now, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, it's going to be called The People versus Gorilla Grodd, and it is an 8-part sort of mockumentary series in which Jimmy Olsen is directing a documentary series about people trying to get Gorilla Grodd out of prison for having been wrongly accused of killing his father, the king of Gorilla City. Now if you're listening to this and you're like, I've watched everything in the DCU. What the fuck is a Gorilla Grodd? What's a Gorilla City? This that's hey, welcome to the problem. And also, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. There's all you need to know is in DC, sometimes there's really smart gorillas, and they live in, I think, the Congo. I cannot believe that we are moving forward with this show when so many other things have fallen through.
This is man, man, man. We're stuck. We're painted into a corner because if we complain about this, we're the doo doo baby fans. Oh, I can't believe James Gunn has gone woke and put Jimmy Olsen in a gorilla into a thing. I don't know. This show encompasses everything you and I have complained about the DCU from day one.
Mhm.
Why is this happening?
It, I wish I had an answer for you. I really don't. It's it's such a mess. Right now on IMDb, there are only 4 characters confirmed as being in it. Uh, Jimmy
Oh,
Olsen.
I saw a picture with like a whole bunch of people that I thought James Gunn himself had posted.
Well,
Let me try to
if he
find that.
did, they have not been added to IMDb yet. So, but it could very well be the case. The only 4 on IMDb right now are Skyler Casando, Jimmy Olsen, Cat Grant, Michaela Hoover, Jimmy Tatro, who's playing Gorilla Grodd, and Mary Holland, who's playing some character named Sandra, who we don't know who that is. Could be a gorilla, who knows? Um, and then like we have to assume that basically the rest of the Daily Planet crew is fair game. Like you have to assume Perry White's going to be in it. You have to assume
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yes.
the other two
Um,
guys are going to be in it. Probably Lois, although I don't know.
it says right here, starring Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Jimmy Tatro as Gorilla Grodd, Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard,
Okay.
Kayla Hoover as Cat Grant, Wendell Pierce as Perry White.
Okay. Yeah.
Also includes he gave a whole bunch of names. Mary Collin, Eduardo Franco, who you'll know as that guy who said he didn't want to be in the last season of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a rumor of who
Dan
he's playing, and it's incredibly stupid.
Dan Peralt, Arian Moyad.
Is there
Uh,
a picture associated with this, or is it just James Gunn just listed names on like
he both
Instagram or something?
he posted everybody's picture and then he listed everybody's names in a separate uh
And did he say
Blue
who
Sky
any of these
post.
other people are playing?
No.
Thanks, James. That's
Uh,
absolutely fucking useless information.
Along with Lanterns, this was one of the shows Peter and I pitched to Warner Brothers Discovery before we came on board. With Tony and Dan at the helm,
Before
it's something truly special.
before we
So
came on board, you had this
so
idea. You
he
were like, "Hey, here's my A list. These are the first things I thought of.
Mhm,
Jimmy Olsen
mhm.
hangs out with Grodd in jail."
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Yeah, man. Okay. What? So okay, but so did you see the rumor of who Edward Eduardo
Eduardo,
Franco
whatever.
Argyle from
No,
Stranger Things is gonna maybe be playing?
I did not.
People seem convinced for one reason or another that he's gonna be playing Matter Eater Lad,
Yeah, that
which
makes sense.
introduces a lot of problems. It's one unfortunately incredibly believable because that's exactly the kind of asshole dumbass character that James Gunn would force into something for no reason.
He already referenced him in like season 1 of Peacemaker.
Oh, he did. Yeah. No, that's
He
stupid,
did,
but
yeah.
yeah. Um and but the problem is so like that Matt Reed Lad is he's a legionnaire. He's from the fucking future.
Hmm.
So now we're introducing that also to this?
No, no, he'll just exist here. It won't. It's for one joke. We don't have to. We're gonna see him eat something, and then that's it.
He's gonna eat some matter.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Cool. Cool and great. I can't believe
No, we got to focus on lanterns.
we
I don't
can't.
got the brain
Yeah.
power for this.
I there's a chance that this doesn't even come out, and that's what I'm gonna just assume is true until it's not. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be like, no, this is an elaborate and extremely long April Fool's joke until the first episode comes out, and I have to
For the record,
be upset about that existing.
if this had just been a show about the Daily Planet, Jimmy
Oh my
Olsen
god.
and the crew of the Daily Planet, and they maybe come across some like D tier Metropolis baddie,
Yep.
like that would have been. That's more. It's the fact that for me, I'm gonna say for me, it's the fact that they're taking Gorilla Grodd, who is like a big name Flash villain,
Right.
who's never. I mean, anyone, any of the Flash villains in. There's only been one Flash movie, and James Gunn did say it was the greatest movie he'd ever seen.
Which is wow.
And it's just like he's in jail, so it's like, all right, so we're already writing off that the Flash is gonna have any like big story with Gorilla Grodd or all this
He
stuff.
could still have a story with him later, but remember, this isn't even technically our introduction to Gorilla Grodd. His ass was in fucking Creature Commandos for no reason.
Gonna be real with you, I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was a dream sequence nightmare thing where the princess lady or queen, wherever the fuck she was,
Uh-huh.
had like teamed up with Gorilla Grodd and killed the Justice League.
Hmm.
In that show that also wasted Cersei
Mm-hmm.
just before the Odyssey came out, just coincidentally. I know it's a different Cersei, but it's also kind of the same Cersei. So
Every Cersei in the multiverse is the same Cersei.
Yeah. Did the one in the
Right?
Odyssey look like she had been gotten her ass beat by a weasel?
No,
Well,
no,
that must
she's
have
the
been
better
before.
Cersei. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe. So okay, but the Lanterns show, right? They're doing a
Yes.
like a watch along podcast because that's a thing that we still do, and
Every show now. I'm sick of it.
and it's
I'm
bad.
sick of it.
It's
I
well,
don't know. I can retain media myself. I don't need a fucking hour-long cooldown on everything. And I know
yeah.
that as someone who's actively speaking on a podcast right now, that might seem hypocritical. But stop. I don't need it.
uh, it's wild. It's wild. But so I listened to it, of course, and
You're part of the problem.
I am. I am. Well, I was already subscribed to it because it's just in the DC, the official DC podcast feed. They're just adding it in there. It's not like a separate podcast. But in that, they mention kind of what you brought up earlier about how the one of the first things that they did was James Gunn just brought in a bunch of his friends who are writers into some room, and everyone just like shit out a bunch of ideas and threw it on a whiteboard, and then they were like, all right, who wants to do this one, who wants to do this one, and that was how they decided what the projects were going to be. Was people just said whatever bullshit came to their mind day of in a single meeting. I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but the way that they talk about it, the way that James Gunn was talking about it was like, yeah, I just had some of my friends come over and we just like spitballed some ideas real fast. And that's how we ended up with all of those, that like 20 project slate that was half canceled already. And then this apparently Gorilla Grodd show was apparently one of the like first things. Like, I'm sorry, what?
James Gunn is a very, very talented director
Sure, yeah, I agree.
of these big popcorn blockbuster films. I love all three Guardians movies. I love the Suicide Squad. I really like Superman. He's on Fraud Watch right now. And I know that sounds drastic, but this I don't know what to make of this, James. You're pissing me off with some of these things you're saying.
I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And to your other very good point earlier, the if this was just a show about the Daily Planet, that's
Yeah,
awesome. If we just
I would
do
have
what's
I
that
would have
movie?
vibed with that.
Yeah, if we just do what's it like all the President's Men, is that right?
That is a
The
movie. Yeah.
Watergate movie. If you just did that, but it was the Daily Planet like taking down whoever is left in charge of LexCorp after Lex goes to prison, or Luthor Corps, whatever it is, and I
Hmm.
forget which one
Hmm.
it was in the movie.
Hmm.
Um,
Or you could pick any number of like corrupt DC businessmen
sure,
in league with some sort of mob or mafia.
yeah,
There's thousands of them, and it's times like this that remind me that Creature Commandos just already wasted Rupert Thorne. I mean, wasted. Like, what are you gonna really do with
yeah.
all
I
these
mean, fucking really,
guys?
but
But like,
that's a
he's a
character that I'm
character.
okay with you
He's a,
throwing
he's,
away.
he's a character, and you're just like, you melt him. I was like, all right, well, there he goes.
Yeah, it just I I look at the DCU and I look at we're just throwing every fucking toy from the toy box onto the fucking floor and we're being like everything right now, and
You
then
know
I
what? It's not that though. It's specifically not every toy because they scooped out
well, yeah, we can't have any of the
certain
toy.
toys
Yeah, we can't scoop out.
and
We can't have any of the toys
we
that are women.
put them in a special toy box and put that on the top shelf.
Mm,
Like I honestly feel like they're not going to touch Aquaman and the Flash for a long time now because they
no,
just did the last movies and they were bad and also part of that other universe. So they're just like, we're just going to ignore that.
yeah,
And
the Flash
they're
was very recent, and then Aquaman was one of the only ones that was financially successful. So those ones are
yeah.
maybe a little bit questionable for them, but still. Yeah, you're right. We scooped out all of the toys that are shaped like a woman, or all of the toys that are like, unfortunately, like all of the biggest characters. We just threw them. We were like, we'll get to that later. We gotta. tell a story about Gorilla Grodd and Matter Eater Lad or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There was something else I was going to say, and I completely forgot it now, I think.
You know what's sad is when Superman came out last year, Skyler Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen was such a talking point of like, he was great. We
And he
loved him. We
was
loved his
good.
character.
And
He
he's
was
gonna
good.
probably be good in this too.
He's probably, but this weird thought process that everybody's having of why does the show exist is kind of burning all of Jimmy Olsen's goodwill that he had from the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's so odd that they're just kind of I don't know. I don't know why.
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. I remembered what I was going to say. Because I brought up, okay, James Gunn is throwing like all these toys on the ground, and all I can think is like, just look at what fucking Matt Reeves has been doing, and all he used was like what Catwoman, the Riddler,
Yeah. Penguin.
Penguin, and I guess Falcone.
Yeah. And then
It's
these
like,
Falcone and Maroni in the show, at least.
sure, true. So it's just, but it's like Matt Reeves. Look what Matt Reeves built in a cave with a box of fucking scraps, and you've got everything at your disposal, and you're like Jimmy Olsen show.
Yeah.
I could scream.
I guess part of the issue that we're having is there's no clear boundaries of this is Superman's playground, this is Batman's playground, this is the Flash's playground, right?
Mm.
Like at the point where Peacemaker can reference anybody and then Matter Your Lad shows up and
Right.
now Jimmy Olsen is dealing with a Gorilla Grodd thing and it's just like, but that's the Flash. Where's the Flash? And he either doesn't exist yet or has existed for 20 years and is just gone. Like we don't know.
Right. Which, okay, depending on how you play that, could be okay. You could be like, well, there was a Flash and his name was Alan Scott, and now we're going to set up a new Flash. You could do that. You're not gonna.
Jay Garrick, Alan Scott was the Green Lantern.
I'm sorry.
Fake fan.
You're right.
Also, Alan Scott doesn't exist because they specifically say that Hal Jordan was Earth's first Green Lantern.
Well, but Alan Scott wasn't.
You're not even paying attention.
Alan Scott wasn't like a Green Lantern though.
He was a Green Lantern, but his Green Lantern was magic.
His Green Lantern was not like, he's not a space cop. He's just a regular guy. I've been working on figuring out what my team for like my JSA would be, and I think that's why I said Alan Scott, because I've been questioning whether or not in my JSA whether it made sense to have him, Jay Garrick, or Wonder Woman Hippolyta in it, because I was like, does that devalue their future character, like the ones that people actually care about? I don't know.
I think your JSA should be Jimmy and Gorilla Grodd and Matter Eater Lad.
Yeah, I mean, and why would you need anything else, really? I mean, that's an all-star cast. That's going to get us every Emmy on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to move on to a different story.
Yeah, this was us complaining about something that doesn't matter for 20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. So, speaking of other things consistently fucking up, PlayStation has, get this, messed up another live service game. I know, it's hard to believe.
Color me shocked.
So they have been working on a game called Horizon Hunter's Gathering. It's like a really, I mean, okay, everyone says that the art style of it looks like Fortnite, and I don't disagree, except that I do think Fortnite looks better at this point. However, what it was going to be was like a live service game where a bunch of people fight the dinosaur robots together, which could be interesting. It could be okay, maybe. Unfortunately, they did like some internal play test. I guess they invited people in to play it. And they didn't like it. So now they have decided that they're going to basically completely scrap and redo the game as a co-op game instead of a live service game, but then not change the deadline for when Guerrilla Games needs to have it done. Gorilla Grodd Games needs to have it done.
Gorilla Grodd Games, yeah.
So Jason Schreier put out a whole report that was like, this game was not even close to done. It was already going to miss its deadline. Now it's going to have to be changed into a completely different style of game. And they still want it out like by the end of the 2027 fiscal year. Like, that's not going to happen. That's very much not going to happen. And oh, by the way, the entire Guerrilla Game Studio basically is working on it. So if you thought that this was a small team working on this small project, which is what they had positioned it as when they announced it, no, it's everybody. And so that means they have not even started production on Horizon 3, whatever that one was going to be called, despite the fact that Horizon 2 ends on a huge fucking cliffhanger. But instead, we're going to do this bad live service game that nobody asked for and nobody wanted and put the entire studio on it instead of, like, I don't know, outsourcing it to a team that knows how to make live service games. Also known as the exact same thing that is currently fucking up the Wolverine game, because they had put that entire studio pretty much on that Spider-Man live service game that honestly, probably even if it launched not great, would have been successful financially. But we canceled that.
Yeah.
And that's why now they have to rush to put out this Wolverine game in a couple months here on extremely tight deadlines. They've been in super crunch for like 12 months because they didn't have a full team most of the time. And so that's why, evidently, now all the gameplay that we've been seeing of it over the last couple weeks has looked kind of jank and shitty, frankly. It's probably also why it's such a straightforward linear game instead of like an open world, which honestly is probably not that big of a deal. A linear game might be good for a character like Wolverine, but why? Because, okay, so they fucked up Guerrilla Games, putting them on a live service game. They fucked up Insomniac Games, putting them on a live service game. They fucked up Naughty Dog by making them do the live service Last of Us Factions game that never came out. So now that's what the whole reason why Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophecy, whatever that full title is, that's why that's not out yet. And that's why we lost Bluepoint Games, is because we forced them to do a God of War live service game, because I guess the only studio precious enough to not have to be forced to make their own IP's live service game is
Santa Monica?
Sony Santa Monica. Yeah. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? If that the Wolverine game is going to make a lot of money, although I do worry a little bit about it launching so close to Grand Theft Auto, which we have plenty of else to say about that later. If that game doesn't make its money back and they have to lay off people, quote unquote, have to lay off people at Insomniac because of that, I'm going to kick off. I'm going to kick off real hard. Of just like, what do you mean? That to me is a similar level of fuck up as Microsoft not letting Obsidian make a Fallout game. That's on the same level for me. Of like, why would you make Naughty Dog and Bluepoint and Insomniac and Guerrilla make live service games when they have never done that before? Why would you do that? When they are the ones making you your entire profit margin.
At what point do they stop trying live service?
We thought it was going to be after Marathon came out and flopped, but right after that came out, their money guy, Hiroki Totoki, was like, we just haven't gotten the right game yet. We're going to keep pushing for
it. Okay.
So I do think that some studios clearly they've moved on to single player projects. Now, I don't know if that means like when Wolverine comes out, are they moving on to Spider-Man 3 or whatever? Or are they going back and trying to do another live service thing? You know what I mean? That'll be the real test, is like, what's next for these studios? Have they learned the lesson of like, if we're going to do live service, we need to at least switch it to like outsource studios or something? Hopefully.
I mean, at the very least, surely they are thinking like, if we're going to gamble on another live service, we should probably get paid for the single player thing first, right?
Right. Well, you should always have, these studios are known for making really good single player games. That is why your fan base exists. I'm okay with you adding live service games on top of that, but if you are taking those teams that are really good at a specific thing and not having them continue to make that thing when that is the whole reason why your company still exists as a seemingly financially viable entity, then you're an idiot. Then you're dumb. Like, I'm sorry, that's what it is. Like, if you spun up like Naughty Dog 2 and it was like one block over, and it was like they're going to work on the factions game, and they're like a 60-person team or something. Sure, man. Yeah, go for it. But you're going to take the people off making the next Last of Us or the next Uncharted or whatever. You're going to take them off that and be like, we're going to make a live service game that may or may not be successful. And then we're going to have Bungie come in and say whether or not it should be put out. Bungie, who has not put out a financially successful title since like 2006. Wild choices being made. Absolutely insane. I don't know that we'll ever actually get this game. I think they will miss their deadline and then just cancel it and switch to Horizon 3. That's my bet, and I bet it happens April of next year.
Calling it now. Pointing the bat like Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Speaking of really stupid things happening in the world of video games, I do have one other one in here that I'm going to try and bowl through as fast as possible because I don't think that you in particular are going to care much about it. But
all right, I'm going to give you, hang on. I'm going to give you, how much you want? You want a 2-minute timer?
Give me 8.
8 minutes?
8.
God damn. All right.
8 minutos.
All right. Your 8 minutes starts now. I'm going to cut you off. Go.
Okay. So the video game Star Citizen exists, sort of. It doesn't really, but it has been a crowdsourced video game that has been in development since 2010, being made by a guy named Chris Roberts, who created a publisher called Roberts Space Industries that has one developer underneath it called Cloud Imperium Games that is making 2 video games, Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Neither of those games currently exist, although Squadron 42 is supposed to come out this year, but they also have been saying that for the last 2 years, and will probably say it again next year. Hey, it's definitely coming out this year. Don't worry about it, guys. It's for sure coming out. The reason they are in the news is because they just crossed, get this, $1 billion in crowdfunding money. People have given these people $1 billion, and not just through like Kickstarter, right? But there are microtransactions that you can buy in this game that are considered donations because you don't actually get anything yet. You're buying for sometimes upwards of thousands of dollars PNGs of starships. I am not kidding. Not even actually getting a thing that you can use in the game yet about half the time.
Wow, they brought NFTs to gaming finally.
You say that, it's literally true. They have the worst microtransactions in history. Right now, when I looked it up yesterday when I was writing these notes down, there was a $600 ship on the store that came with a 2-year insurance because in the game, other people can blow up your ship or steal it. And if that happens, then you have to buy it back with in-game currency that's really hard to get, apparently. And if you don't have insurance, if you have insurance, you just get it back. But if you don't, so you're buying the thing for $600, the cost of a console, and you only really have it for like 2 years.
I can't even imagine.
On top of that,
people doing this.
There are tiers of players that are separated by how much you have spent on the game. Once you spend $1,000 on the game, you are entered into a new tier in which you get to access a new store where you can spend more money. Every single ship in that store is over $1,000. The most expensive ship that I have found so far was $49,000 and does not currently exist. You can give them $49,000 and get nothing. And this is how they've raised over $1 billion. $1
billion.
One
people
bill.
So you're telling me there's people out there, dare I say, walking among us, and they're just dropping $50K on nothing? This has to be
on nothing.
No, listen here. Allegedly, all right. This is money laundering.
Almost certainly. This is 100%.
Allegedly, this is
allegedly 100%.
illegal. This is illegal activity happening. Allegedly, some. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm taking a step back. I don't. Whatever illegalness is happening and money getting funneled through here, I didn't see nothing. I did.
Come for me. Okay, I'm on a timer. There is currently, if you have spent $1,000, then you unlock the ability to buy another ship that is currently $5,000. But you can't just buy it. This is happening right now. If you want to buy that $5,000 ship after having already spent $1,000 to earn the right to buy that $5,000 ship, you have to write, I shit you not, an essay to Roberts Space Industries about why you deserve to give them $5,000. This is all real. I'm not making up a single fucking word of this story.
Right now.
And then, once you have those ships, because about half of them you can actually fly in the game right now. They can't really do a whole hell of a lot, but they do exist. You can fly about half of them in the game right now. You can buy pay to win upgrades for your ships. And they're like $10 a piece, right? Because so let's say you buy a really expensive ship. Well, that ship needs a crew. And if you don't have friends because you spend all your money on a video game that doesn't exist, then you have to buy AI robots to shoot the turrets on your spaceship for you so that other people in the game don't just blow it up, because you may or may not have that insurance we talked about earlier to get it back if it explodes. And these upgrades also include things like the ship goes faster, the ship has more armor, the ship is stronger, the ship shoots better. But they're not bought in-game currency. They're bought real money, dollar, American USD currency. Which means literally you can just buy, if you want, you can just buy a $49,000 spaceship and then buy another $5,000-ish worth of AI upgrades for it so that you can destroy the ships of everybody else who's just playing it for the like $45 entry fee for the like smallest ship. And just ruin the game for everybody who's not spent thousands of dollars. Because making enough money to in-game to buy a ship takes for fucking ever, currently, at least. And you may be asking, hey, this game's been in development since 2010. What's out? What exists of this game right now? I'll tell you. Right now, you can load into a spaceship, or onto like a space station. And then you can get into your ship and you can fly it to do some incredibly dog shit, boilerplate ass missions that take hours to complete at best, and most of the time become uncompletable because of bugs before you can actually finish them. They're supposedly putting out the single player version of the game this year, the Squadron 42, which has a character voiced by Mark Hamill, which I assume is where at least some of the $1 billion went. And they put on a live stream because the people who were trying to play like public test server version of some part of that game couldn't do it, and they were like, oh, well, that's not our fault. Like the server's really bad. And like the internet's your internet's bad. So we're going to play it under ideal conditions, our internal servers. They played it for 2 hours and could not finish the mission that should have taken between 30 minutes and 1 hour because of how many bugs were in it. People's guns stopped reloading, doors wouldn't open. At one point, one of the devs literally said, don't look, and walked through a wall. Everyone on the stream was being super passive aggressive to each other because they knew that they had fucked up by showing this to people. And then one of the higher ups in the company came to the guy who I guess idea it was to do the live stream and was like at 2 hours, he was like, that's time, we gotta go. And he said something like, something to the effect of like, well, this was your idea. Get us out of here.
We've hit the 8-minute mark. I'm going to give you an additional minute for closing statements.
My closing statements are this. After that live stream happened last week, the following day, they still raised another $500,000 in crowdfunding. The next day, in the following 24 hours, $500,000 flowed into that studio from the stupidest people on the internet.
Is there testimony of like the kind of people that are actually paying money for this? Like, do we know who's doing this?
We'll see them in the comment section, because if you say anything about Star Citizen, they will show up. Because if you say what everyone with half a fucking brain knows about this game, which is that at best it's a scam and at worst it's a cult, they will show up and be like, oh, no, actually, like, I play this game every day and it's a lot of fun. I'm like, what do you do in it? I fly my ship. How often does that ship break? Most of the time. I watched a stream yesterday, a live stream, not an old video, but current gameplay. And the guy took off on his ship, got about 20 minutes into flying, and then for no reason, the ship just exploded. And then he ended the stream. That's the game. And people, I think it must be some cost fallacy or something, but people will defend this game like no one. And I think maybe it's because they've spent thousands of dollars in it and they can't admit that they're an idiot. If you look, here's the thing: if you spent money on this when the Kickstarter launched in like 2012 or whatever, you're probably fine. If you continue to spend more money on it after that, you're probably dumb. And if you are in 2026, 16 years into development of this game, still convinced that this game exists and is not a scam, and are getting mad at other people for telling you that, then you're an idiot and you should seek help immediately.
Who's actually paying $49,000?
Probably not a ton of people.
Okay.
The last thing that I saw when I was looking up the numbers for this was that there's about 6.5 million unique not subscribers, donors, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So if you break the $1 billion into that, it ends up being like roughly $160 per person. But like most of the decent ships are over $1,000. So you have to assume that it's like a bunch of people doing the like $45 starter pack.
I can definitely
a couple
see
hundred doing stupid
there
shit.
being like Twitch or God forbid Kick streamers that are like, I'm gonna pay $10,000 for this ship just because I can. Like that's the gimmick.
Yeah.
I can see that. But like, how many of your average, even video game players, how many of your average gamers even know what this is?
Like average people, not many.
Yeah,
not many. People who pay attention to the industry, they definitely know about it, because you kind of can't not know about it at a certain point, because it's just this. It is right now the second highest budget of any video game ever, behind Grand Theft Auto 6, which is also going through some trouble that we're going to talk about in a minute here. But there's no way to have not heard about what a if this isn't a scam, then everyone working at that company is the most incompetent person at their job. That's the only other scenario. Pretty much everyone would have to be so terrible at their job that they are physically incapable of putting out anything usable or viable. It has been 16 years and the game is barely playable.
There's a Reddit post from a year ago also posing the money laundering question. So allegedly we're not the only ones.
Well, because you look at it and you're like, $1 billion has gone into this company. Has $1 billion come out? And it's like, we don't know what the employees are getting paid. I don't know how many employees there are. I'm going to hazard to guess no. So what happened? Because every decision that they've made up to this point makes it sound like they are running out of money. So where's the fucking money going, Chris? Mr. Roberts? Where did the $1 billion go?
More like Mr. Robber. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Anyway, so that's just been one of the bigger stories this week. It's just like, oh my God, what an absolute shit show that's been.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't feel better in my life knowing this exists now.
No, but you could feel better knowing that you have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
No matter what you've spent money on, at least it wasn't a $49,000 PNG of a starship in a video game that will never come out.
No, I bought a hat.
Hey, and you know what?
A real hat that I wear on my real head.
But hey, Skyler, our last and probably biggest story of the week. You'll never believe it. But like fifth leak of Grand Theft Auto 6 has hit the internet, and it's the biggest one yet by a country mile. It is massive. It's the whole game. Someone just has the video.
Someone just has it.
Yeah.
Someone just has it.
So the way that this happened is that not too long ago, Rockstar laid off a bunch of people and then outsourced their jobs to India because it was cheaper. And then it turns out that Rockstar India, or whatever they're calling that outsourced studio, has really bad security. And so somebody, we assume, hit him with a phishing scam, but one way or the other was able to get past security and steal a probably about a year old build of the entire game. Just has it. His name is CyberLeak, and we know he has the entire game and not just videos because he shot his name into a wall. So he's definitely playing it, or minimally has someone on the inside who is taking new videos for him, but he
Yeah.
has the whole game. For sure he's got the
Yeah.
game. So here are some of the things that we learned about. Well, okay, hold on. Let me start by saying CyberLeak here is not a hero.
Nope.
Although I do think and we'll get into it, I think a lot of this is really funny that this happened to Rockstar of all people. But
Yeah.
so he is demanding things that we want. He's demanding, digital right protection. He's demanding a physical release of the game. He's demanding a lot of the things that we want. He is also shilling his own cryptocurrency, but hey, there's no winners here. There's no heroes in this story. Not a single one. Rockstar's evil. This guy's bad. I say we let him duke it out, and whoever dies first dies.
Mhm.
So let's see what happens. It's also worth noting that the version he has is playable on PC, which means despite the fact that they weren't planning on launching a PC version for at least a year after the initial launch of the video game, there's a really solid chance that he's going to find a way to release this to people, and there will just be a unstoppable wave of people pirating this on PC before anybody else, before they can actually sell it.
Wonder if that would cut into the monumental expectations they have for selling this.
Well, if that doesn't, what will is the fact that every piece of gameplay that's come out has looked like kind of dog water and has really hurt people's excitement for it. Not enough for where it is not going to break every record in the world, but enough to where like that $8 billion that they're trying to get back for the $3 billion that they spent on this game is it's getting a little further out of reach, especially considering that as a result of this leak, the company as a whole, in terms of stock value, has been devalued by $2.8 billion since the leaks began.
Woof. Woof.
So a pretty major hit. There are some people who are like, this won't affect it at all. No, they just took an almost $3 billion hit to their stocks. Heads are gonna roll. People at that India company whose security got breached are getting absolutely fired like no one's business. The whole plot of the game is going to be leaked if it hasn't already. I haven't been specifically looking for it, but I'm sure there's parts of it that are already out there. This is going to dramatically hurt Grand Theft Auto and the whole team making it. What's really funny is that a lot of the stuff like this, so now we've seen gameplay of the game. The first time we were supposed to see gameplay of the game was at that stupid ass Netflix thing where they were going to have 6 hours of exclusivity for the trailer, and then they were going to launch it on YouTube afterwards. So they can't even be like, oh, well, all the footage is out there. We'll just launch our own trailer, and then people will watch that instead so that they can see like the good polished version.
Yeah.
But they can't
because
do that.
Because of streaming rights.
Because they took money and signed a contract with Netflix, they can't do the easiest version of crowd control on this leak that they could do of just be like, well, look at this instead. Look at the version we want you to see instead. So people are seeing an unfinished and really shitty looking version of this game where most people are looking at it and being like, and saying what I think should have been obvious from the name alone, but they're like, this is just more Grand Theft Auto. And I'm like, yeah, what did you think it was going to be? They're like, it's just Grand Theft Auto, but it's pretty. And I'm like, correct.
Right.
What did you think it was going to be? So, but okay, here are some of the things that we have learned. Number one, it's pretty, but honestly, not as pretty as you would hope. The map is roughly the same size as Grand Theft Auto 5, maybe a little bit bigger, definitely denser, but overall about the same size. In it, the guy gets in one of the videos that CyberLeak put out, he gets into a car accident and kills a guy with a wrench that he picks up. So there seems to be maybe some kind of an expanded melee system where just like a lot of random items can be used to hit dudes, I guess. Basketball is playable. It's not exactly 2K, but you can take some shots. Surfing is
Okay.
in the game, but in at least the build that Cyberleak has, it looks real fucking rough and super awkward. So hopefully that is fixed by the time it comes out. Here's a bit, probably one of the most controversial parts. Cars in the game now need gasoline, and you have to refuel them constantly, so that they don't run out of gas.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that one. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna play the game anyways. I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. Um, and also, they can get flat tires that you have to get out of the car and replace. So that's cool. There's also a 6-star wanted system instead of the traditional 5. And police now recognize you based on your haircut, clothes, and the car that you committed crimes in. So you can drop the level a little bit faster if you change any of those things, which is actually kind of neat. And then every time somebody is like, "You're gonna get got, man. They're gonna get you," which like they probably will at some point. But if he's not an American citizen, there's really fuck all they can do to him.
Am I crazy? I think there. Now I'm not the biggest Grand Theft Auto fan, and I didn't even really play 5, but I did play 4. There was 6 stars in 4.
I don't know. I truly don't know. All I know is the internet is like, it's 6 stars. It's new. That's all I know. I didn't look into
There
it.
were 6. There were 6 stars in 4.
Well, then the internet's stupid, and I
Yeah,
didn't
well, we
care
knew
enough to look it
that.
up.
Okay, that's fine.
But anytime people like come at him and they're like, "You're gonna get arrested. They're gonna put you in jail forever," which they have done to other people. Um, he posts a clip from the game of a character saying, "They don't know shit about me. I use a VPN," which is, I admit,
Okay,
pretty funny.
all right, yeah.
There's also, as a result of this, a shit ton of fake AI videos of people pretending that stuff is in the game.
Oh, yeah, there would be,
I would
wouldn't there?
say on Twitter right now, it's like 80% fake, 20% real. So just understand that most of the stuff that you're scrolling past is fake. And you can usually tell because in the AI videos, the lighting is insane. Like it's
Yeah.
like always golden hour, everything's gorgeous 100% of the time. And then the actual video from the not finished version of the game that the guy's been putting out, it looks like a video game, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so usually you can tell pretty fast just through that. But here are some other interesting not gameplay things that we have learned. The leaker is claiming that there is an in-game currency in the single player game that you can buy with real money.
Makes sense.
So they have found a way to force microtransactions in there to some extent, which is probably how they think they're going to hit that $8 billion. And unfortunately, it's probably going to get them a lot closer than either of us want it to be, because that's insane. I'm spending real money in this so that I can get fake money in the game, where I could also just probably steal most of the stuff that I want.
I mean, we've
So,
learned a lot from Star Citizen apparently,
yeah, people
so
are dumb as hell. The leak is currently so complete that people are thinking that it might be a work. People think that it might be some kind of elaborate marketing scam, which I
mm,
would say seems really unlikely at this point because A, why would Rockstar have the leaker call them out on all of their really bad business practices? Like, why
yeah.
would they shine a light on that?
Yeah.
Um, and also, as of today, Rockstar is subpoenaing Discord and Microsoft to try and find any scrap of data as to who this guy
I
is.
I did see that. Yeah,
Which I have to assume that the reason that they're subpoenaing Microsoft is because probably the India company uses Outlook for their email that I guess got phished. So
probably.
they can
Yeah, that would
maybe
make
try and
sense.
like find it through that. I really don't know how the fuck Discord gets brought into this. Um,
I mean, Discord gets used for everything, right? So,
sure, yeah. I mean, maybe the guy's got a Discord. I mean, I'm sure he probably does, but like, do we know it? You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, what, they're looking at ours? What,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But hey, here's why I think it's funny and
Mhm.
why you're not going to catch me shedding a tear over Rockstar getting their shit leaked.
Right.
Do you? Well, first of all, they're a super evil company.
Yeah, I
They
mean, yeah,
throw a couple of allegedlys in here. Um,
Allegedly.
they supposedly treat women like absolute dog shit.
Allegedly.
They famously crunch people left, right, and center, including right now, and probably for the last like 2 years of this game's development.
Allegedly.
And they also are not putting out a physical version of this game because, and I quote, that would make it too easy for someone to leak it.
Yeah, that one's not alleged. That
They
one's
said that
there's
shit.
nothing. That's straight up. That's so yeah. That's the bullet point of this whole thing. The punchline is we send out physical copies. Y'all just gonna leak it. Meanwhile, this dude has the entire game.
Bro's got the entire game. Even if it leaked from the physical release, discs would not be printed yet. They would not be in stores. They wouldn't be being shipped. No one would have it right now. In fact, arguably, if you picked one or the other and you just did physical, you would be safer right now. Because there wouldn't be a digital version to hack. There wouldn't be a PC build to steal.
Rockstar, let me just say this. You didn't just shit the bed. You diarrheaed so hard. Your wife is angry. It's in the dog's fur.
It's in the
all right.
dog. We'll never get it out of the dog.
You're never getting it out. The mattress is ruined, dude. We can't just change the sheets, throw it in the washer. The mattress is ruined.
Mm-hmm.
That's how hard you shit, dude. It's nasty out here right now, and it's entirely your fault.
It's 100% your fault. If only someone could have seen this coming. It's almost as it. Here's the thing. Rockstar has done so much damage to the games industry. So much damage through their business practices, through their monetization practices, through everyone trying to chase the white whale that is making another Grand Theft Auto, even though apparently all you got to do is lie to people and make a Star Citizen. It has done so much damage to the games industry. Rockstar is, I believe, the number one reason why the games industry is in the state that it is right now. Is people trying to do Grand Theft Auto when they can't. And I have spoken about that to a person before, a human person who defends Rockstar, and they were like, oh, so it's their fault for being successful? No, it's their fault for being horrendously corrupt and having some of the worst business practices of all time. You know, it's not a problem that Walmart exists. It's a problem that Walmart pressures and blocks out all of the mom and pop shops. It's not mom and pop shops' fault for not being able to compete with Walmart. It is Walmart's fault, right? Same thing here, but on an even bigger scale, probably. So, will I be sad when people inevitably get laid off from Rockstar? Yes, 100%, no doubt, no joke. Yes, allegedly. Yes, allegedly. You're right. However, even without this leak, I was pretty confident it was going to happen. Like as soon as the game came out, I damn near can guarantee you that there's going to be layoffs. If they don't hit that 8 billion that they have to hit by the end of 2027, those layoffs are going to look like fucking. It's going to look like war, and then. Now with the compounding interest of this leak on top of that, that's draining $3 billion of the value of the company, brother, it's going to be an absolute shit show. I mean, it's already a shit show, but like the layoffs are going to be insane. It's going to be wild. And if this dude does release the PC version to people, even though it's an earlier build, RIP, like dead ass. If it becomes like a widespread thing that people can just download Grand Theft Auto right now on PC when it's a year away from being released, actually, you can just wrap it up. You can just wrap it up. Like they're going to be, I don't think they'll go out of business, but they're going to be closing studios. They're fucked if that happens. What an absolute mess. Couldn't have happened to worse people.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But hey, that's the news for the week. How you feeling? Empowered?
Horrifically depressed.
Wow, but you kind of came into it that way, so I don't know how much it affected you.
No, I was normally depressed before.
Oh, okay. Which one got you more, the leak or the Star Citizen shit?
Probably the Star Citizen thing.
It's more disappointing.
That's
wow.
Good. And a little bit of the Jimmy Olsen thing too.
The Jimmy Olsen, but at least the Jimmy Olsen thing is just like a bad decision. It's not actively destroying an industry.
It's not harming people.
Yeah. So
it's just annoying.
It's just the Jimmy Olsen thing is mostly annoying in comparison to all the other things that they've scrapped instead. You know, if the Jimmy Olsen thing existed, but also we were getting a Catwoman show and a Wonder Woman show, I'd be like, yeah, all right. I mean, I'd still think it was stupid, but I wouldn't be mad. Anyway, that's our news for the week, Skyler. What a fun time it's been. And next
Yeah.
week, we'll have more to talk about because on the 26th starts Gamescom, which is promising apparently to be a pretty big one this year. So we'll have some interesting video game news, hopefully some exciting Disney news. I think they're still announcing casting for X-Men. But hey guys, I would like to go on a little bit of a soapbox here. I would love for everyone listening to do I'm going to do the thing. You all know.
Mm-mm.
Please subscribe. We've had a little bit of an uptick on subscribers lately, which has been great. And honestly, welcome. We love having you. But we've seen a little bit of a downtick on viewership. And I think this happens all the time where sometimes you just kind of fall off the algorithm a little bit. So if you are within the sound of my voice, please do the following things. Number one, hit like on the video on YouTube. Even if you're listening to this on Spotify, please go to YouTube and hit like on it. That really helps with the algorithm. It'll get us in front of more people. Number two, just let it play. If you've already listened to Spotify or whatever, just let it play. Hell, leave it on your laptop at home and just put on a playlist. And when you go to work, and then come back and help us out. We just need a little bit of an extra push. Once we start hitting slightly higher numbers of subscribers, the algorithm will push us harder. But right now we're at like 100, just shy of 150. So we really do need all the help we can get. I hate begging for it, but I gotta. That's the job. So please do all of those things. Do all of the things that you would do for a podcast that you like, because we hope that we're that. If you want to keep up with the show, you can follow us on Twitter at rsr_pod. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
You could follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler8bit, but more importantly, I want everyone to make sure they're drinking enough water.
Yeah, it's 107 degrees in Texas
my God,
right now.
It's been so hot. It's been disgusting.
Awful. It's hell down here right now. And it's going to be that way for like a full ass another week. At least. But anyway, everybody, until next time, we'll see you around.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back in time where pixels and